European Vacation 2014.
In our last episode, you may recall, we were on the tranquil shores of the Mediterranean in Nice.
In the meantime, Pam and Steve were heading off to the Tour de France. I love saying the Tour de France. Yes, there they are on the road to Grenoble with some spectacular scenery along the way. Look at that. Snow on the Alps, and it's summertime. Grenoble, it's a funky town waiting for the tour to arrive. Yes, the show rolls in. Look at this magnificent vision that Steve shot from the television. Don't tell anybody. Anyway, here's the real stuff as they roll into town. Very soon they reach the finish line and there's people waiting to greet them, including Pamela, who was very glad to see the men in Lycra. Before you know it, it's stage 14 and they're out of town. It's just a stage they're going through, I think. In the meantime, Greg and Chris have gone to London town. Oh yes, marvellous stuff. I think the Italian mafia have already been there. What's this guy got a beef about? Yes, there it is, Buckingham Palace, the Queen, and 10 or 20,000 of her closest friends. Now, let's take you to London Bridge for a quick traffic and weather update.
Peak hour here in London. Very warm, 25, 26 degrees.
It's all happening.
It's a heat wave, I reckon. Heat wave.
That building that the sun was shining off is called the Shard. On reflection, it possibly could have been designed a little better. It's melting cars. Anyway, we thought we might take a trip up the top, but, well, we changed our mind.
Well, we might not go up the Shard. It was, how much was it?
£60.
Yeah, a bit rich, so we thought we'd save some money and head to the Harrods sale. If you haven't been to Harrods, well, I haven't spent much money on the fit-outs, as you can see. So, you know you are going to get a bargain every time you go there. Where is she now? It's hard to keep up with a woman on a mission, I tell you. Anyway, I got her out of Harrods, and look what we stumbled across. Hang on. Now she's giving money away. These guys were only too happy to lend assistance. Yeah, they were great. They were really good, but something bothered me about them. It had to be a sting.
I think that's a dad joke.
Back to the tourist trail, they put two hands and a face on that and called it Big Ben. I've got to say, being in London in July is like being in a concert crowd, perpetually. Even in the shops, it's like being at a gig.
We're not at a rock concert, we're actually in a shop called Rocket. Recycled clothes. They have the music so frickin' loud.
And here's a living example of what happens when you shop there. You end up like this guy. He's certainly got the retro clothing on. The police were keeping a very close eye on him as we headed to Covent Garden, which is a great place to have lunch. If only we'd found it before we had the ordinary lunch that we had. I'm over it now though. Hey, they've still got the old telephone booths, but they are being replaced by these. Yes, Wi-Fi booths. People have been raving to us for years about the Tower of London and the Crown Jewels. We had a look at those. Very impressive indeed. Can't show you any though. I managed to get the guys at the Tower of London to open it up to make this shot look a little more spectacular. Thank you very much. And here are some of the carvings from the prisoners in the Tower of London going back 500 years. At Kensington Palace, are you being served?
Well, I'm speaking with the Queen at the moment, but when she's finished, if you're still here, then we definitely may have a picture.
I'm free. Well, this was right next to where we were staying, would you believe? Very inviting, isn't it? Yes. The burial ground of Mother Goose, Samuel Pepys, and 365 people in the plague. It was enough to send us out of London and back to France via the Channel on the Eurostar. Just in time to catch up to Pam and Steve and climb the Eiffel Tower. As you do, it was easy. Yes, but the view was worth it. There it is. It's insane, isn't it? But we had more steps to climb. We had to get across to the Arc de Triomphe. We're going up there. Yes, there's the view. That's Sacre-Cœur. Let's spin the camera around, see what else we can see from on top of the Arc de Triomphe. What have we got? Oh, we've got the ladies planning their next shopping trip. Let's go over the top of them. The CBD of Paris. We swing round. There it is. There's the Eiffel Tower. And that's the view from the top of the Arc de Triomphe. Enough stairs. Let's do some walking for a change. We'll get moving. There's Steve trying to back away from a gypsy, trying to rip him off and pick his pockets. You've got to be very, very careful around the Champs-Élysées as we get walking. The ladies are certainly starting to stride out, but hang on a minute. We're being followed by someone. Who is this? Steve was very keen to find out whether this dog would bite. Lucky for Steve, it was more into licky. Look, we were enjoying ourselves, and the French were going about their normal day, heading towards a 2-hour lunch. But you must really say that no matter where you look in Paris, just spectacular buildings and a bustling city. We're now on the march towards the Louvre. There's a guy selling little Eiffel Towers, as they do. And here we are coming into the square, just heading towards the Louvre. Now we're inside it and heading down, and there are people everywhere. They have come from all corners of the earth to see this lady. Yes, Mona Lisa. Is she smiling? Is she smirking? Well, she's probably having the last laugh. There are so many people wanting to see it. It is spectacular, the Louvre, but not as good as this place. Yes. Museum d'Orsay, I think they call it. Look, all the great Renaissance artists are in there. Renoir and Monet, magnificent. Hey, that's the Sacre-Cœur we saw from the top of the Arc de Triomphe. Now we're into the shopping centres. This is Galeries Lafayette. It is just a spectacular shopping centre. Have you ever seen anything quite like this? What a great place to go and spend your money. It's just beautiful. Well, look at this. I found another French flag flying, and we found another great place to sit and observe. Have a look at this. We had a chat to this guy. Is this the transport of the future? It's called the Solo Wheel. And what a great way to get around. I think it gets up to about 16 kilometres an hour, and it really looks like a load of fun. Au revoir. Good luck. It was Pam and Steve's 25th wedding anniversary, sealed with a kiss and a lovely flair from the from the waitress. Then it was off to try and catch one last look at another treasure. We went looking for Notre Dame, and we finally found it. There it is. Splendid, isn't it, with all its gargoyles? What an incredible building. Possibly the most beautiful building we saw on the entire European trip. It is time for us to say goodbye to our local metro pastor, and we say goodbye to a guy in a vintage MG as we sit and watch the world go by. How lucky are we to be